Julia Arriola, who is a native Tucsonan of Mescalero Mayo descent. And while she's lived in other states, she's always returned to her beloved city of Tucson. She received her BFA and MFA in sculpture and metals, as well as a master's in landscape architecture at the University of Arizona. A retired curator from the Arizona Historical Society, Arriola is an artist with eclectic ideas that draw on history for conceptual renderings that address past, present, and future with an indigenous flair. Trained as a sculptor, she likes to look at all sides of an image, whether 2D or 3D. Currently, her works are sculptural as well as drawings using colored pencils and ink on ledger paper that dates from 1859. So Julia, take it away. Oh, hold on one second. Let me unmute. Yeah, great.
Thank you, Mariana. Thank you, everybody, for putting this all together, and thank you for inviting me to do this. This is really fun. This work is really dear to my heart, and it just happened so quickly. It was an event that I read about online, actually, and it was an article about a gathering that took place at the state capitol. It was in observance of National Day of Remembrance for missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. There were tents all set about, and on these tents were these cutout hearts. And on each one of the paper cutout hearts, and on each one it said, "She lived, she inspired." And there was just something about it, just that image just really, really moved me. And so I just, I have never really considered myself an activist of anything. My art has, I don't think my art has really ever spoken to it, but there was something about this article that moved something in me. And so I just started working on this. The central piece, the big piece on the frame, is the mother or woman. And I remember years ago seeing the image of an animal skin on a frame, and that always stuck with me. And it was just a recurring type image that was always in my brain. And I thought about doing something with it when I was an undergrad, but it never really materialized. That art is just really weird that way. And but it did finally come back after I had read this article. And you can change the slide. Yeah, there it is right there. So this was just what I set out to do. I just wanted to put this dress, which is a powwow dress used for ceremonies and powwows, And so I put this on the frame, and I never thought that this was going to turn into an installation. It's just like that thread, that we all kind of, sometimes I follow the thread, sometimes I don't. If I let myself go and just let the art take me somewhere, good things happen. But when I try to get in there and manipulate and control, weird things happen, But in this case, this was just, there was just a flow. So the ribbon dresses are Plains influence. And like I said, they're mostly worn in ceremonies. And the ribbons also signify prayers. So the woman that is on the frame herself, it's like, this is a memory of her, and there's no lack of closure. And that's kind of what the framing has to do with it. Nonetheless, she is an honorable woman who wears a powwow dress. Now the paper doll tabs, those have to do, you can see it better. It's probably in the photo from the first photo because of the gray background. Yeah, they show up really well there. But the paper doll tabs, to me, they represent, paper dolls are kind of fragile, and they're used and played with and then thrown away carelessly when done playing with it. So that's kind of what the paper doll symbol is for me. And then the freestanding dresses signifying the daughters or the girls. Okay, you can do the next slide, Marianne. These 4 medicine shields, they're my offering of hope and strength. And the shields were carried by warriors for spiritual protection. The first one on the left is called After the Tears, and that's the phoenix rising, some hope there. The second one is Settle in the Circle. It's like always come back to the circle, back into harmony. And next slide. The one on the left is Shielding of the Winged Ones, and that's listening for messengers and being protected by spiritual guides. And the last one is Voices, which represents the women and girls protected by porcupine quills. And the red handprint that's right on the dresses indicates honoring MMIW and girls. And just to let you know that the red handprint was first represented by Rosalie Fish, Colet's, I think I'm pronouncing that right, Colet's student athlete, who painted the red handprint over her mouth, fingers extending across her cheeks to honor the lives of missing and murdered Indigenous women. So she's the first one that came up with that, and you see that all over the place now. And that's what that is. That's actually all metal there but cut out paper dolls, like the large one being the mother and then the daughters. Okay, next one, next slide. So here are the numbers. You have to really look at this. This is what's happening. Arizona has the 3rd largest number of cases missing. Every 9 seconds, a woman is abused in an intimate partnership. Native American women are abused 2 to 5 times per national average. Native women are murdered 10 times the national. There's survived abuse since colonization by non-Native governments. This is something that's been going on and on forever. But one of the things that really, really got to me is that my neighbor, we talked to each other over the fence in the mornings, and she saw the work here at TMA. And she said, I saw your work. She says, I really liked it. And I was telling her, I said, yeah, it has to do with MMIW and girls. And she said, I know. She says, and nobody cares, and that's the way it is. Nobody cares. And one of the things that I've talked to other people about it, and I am so surprised at how many people have never heard about it. They're clueless. And that's because of that, of being invisible, just weird. Something happens to us, oh well, I personally have not lost anyone in this manner, but I sponsor women in 12-step who have lost sisters, mothers, and aunties, and their stories are they're just heartbreaking, and they're just trying to heal and have some sort of closure as well. I try to keep up with, you can change the slide, right? I try to keep up with what's going on with law enforcement and legislation. but I believe my primary purpose is just to get the word out. I really feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. So like I said, I tell as many people as I can. And I think it's just really important to get everyone involved in this issue. We're all in this together. So that's my spiel.
Thank you so much for sharing about that project tonight, Julia. I think it's really important to see how, like you're talking about, art can be used as a vehicle to spread word and share that message. Yeah, thank you.